And under Tony Romo, I want to say they've only been to like one NFC championship game. So for them to be growing in value is almost astonishing. But that lets you know how their fan base, being from Texas, Houston, the Oilers barely used to get any love, and the Texans really don't get any love. It's really the Cowboys own the state. Even when I played down in San Antonio, we had that year after Katrina, or the same year as Katrina, excuse me, everything was Cowboys. And I'm thinking, aren't we closer to Houston? But everything is Cowboys.
Ever since they changed the name from the Oilers.
That state. But the Dallas Cowboys losing to the Falcons, Julio having a big game. Pittsburgh, St. Louis, up in the dome. Only exciting thing was the field caught on fire. Can we show that video? I'm quite sure a lot of you have seen it. During the introductions, you can see the flames come up. And right there at the bottom right of your screen, you saw a little fire start on the turf. That turf is artificial. It's made with a lot of tires. That black stuff that you sometimes see jump up is just shredded tires they use as filler, which really does help with falling and the condition of your knees and joints like that. Some of those flames hit the field. It was like a 20-minute delay to put it out, and that was about the most exciting thing of the game. I must say that it was a 12-6 game. Ben Roethlisberger got hurt. Mike Vick had to come in, and from that point on, it just was a grind to get over Ben Roethlisberger out 4 to 6 weeks. They're saying with a sprained MCL, so we will see how fast Big Ben, who we all know will play with an injury, so they just got to get him close to being able to play, and he will show back up. Quick recovery there, being the Steelers playing well and winning. They're now 2-1. The Rams are 1-3. Up in New Jersey, I don't know why they say New York, but the stadium's in New Jersey. The Jets taking on the Jets taking on the Eagles, and for at least one day, the Eagles decide to open up their wings and do a little flying. This offense has sputtered all year. Chip Kelly under the gun, because mainly he got rid of all the superstars that we knew from the Eagles over the last 2 years in his tenure. But this game was all first half action. It was 24-7 at half. The Eagles held on. Ryan Fitzpatrick, whenever you see him having to throw the ball 60 times, they probably lost. He's just not that kind of quarterback to be throwing the ball like that. Brandon Marshall trying to flip the ball made a stupid play.
I wish we could do a montage of all of 60 some odd of his throws, because some of them were like, like get it away.
But some quarterbacks, you can tell how the day went, and he is not that prolific of a thrower to throw the ball 60 times. He only threw for 280 yards with 60 throws. That lets you know right there the production of the day. He's a guy that you want really maximum 25 throws. The rest of them, you want them to be runs. Yeah, you want to have the running game going, and that's the thing they're going to have to do. They are 2-1, better than I think a lot of people thought with Geno Smith being out. But Geno was in uniform, standing on the sideline, but I don't think he's going to get his job without an injury back from Ryan Fitzpatrick. I just think it's over. But Sam Bradford, a terrible day once again. He completed 50% of his passes, 118 yards. It was more Sproles and return game and special teams and things like that, but they did win. The Eagles now have a victory. Baltimore, who plays the Steelers this Thursday night. As I said, the Chiefs and the Packers tonight. The Ravens losing to Cincinnati yesterday now have to turn around and play a wounded Pittsburgh team, and nobody agreed with me when I said these Thursday night games are going to be killer, especially this early in the year. Your first month is when you have most of your injuries in the NFL, and now you're trying to turn around. Even if Ben's knee wasn't 4 to 6 weeks, if it was just a little bruise, he can't get back by Thursday. The quick turnaround. It's like I almost can't even get a practice in. Especially if I got to travel. I don't know who's traveling where, but if I got to travel to you, then that means Wednesday I'm back on the highway. I'm back in the air. So I got home. I got like 48 hours to try to get my wounded ready to try to play another game this early in the season. And I think it's doing a lot of damage. And if you watch these games, they always are a drag. It's nothing exciting about them because of that. You're trying to do something that really takes 5 to 6 days.
In 2 days.
In 2 days of recovery. And Big Kenny,
it's going to be like the WNBA soon. People just will stop watching.
They're going to stop watching that Thursday night game. That's really, I feel the same way. And they keep, after they play it, they get 10 days off. And trust me, they would rather play just every 7 days than you to offer them like that's the benefit. It's not a benefit if I'm having to stay in rehab the whole 10 days.
Right.
Thursday's not going to be interesting. We'll watch How to Get Away with Murder on Thursdays.
How to Get Away
instead of football. Scandal.
Oh, man, that show kills me, too, with Annalise Keating pulling them wigs off.
And she's the worst walking woman in the world.
Yes, it's a far-fetched show, to say the least. But her and that wig changing is incredible. But Andy Dalton playing big, 3 touchdowns, 380 yards, beating the Ravens yesterday. The Ravens are 0-3. Joe,
see, when Ray Rice was playing,
they never had a record.
I ain't saying that he should have been punching his wife. I'm just saying when he was stretching out, they was winning.
That's all you said.
You're right. You're right. And as a team, they had 18 carries for 36 yards.
That's a lot of doing nothing.
That is, 36 yards rushing as a team, not just one guy. They're leading.
Rush 36.
Justin Forsett, who's the leading carrier yesterday, 10 carries, 13 yards. I got that right now, Big King. See, I can get you 13 yards.
Ray Rice drug his wife farther than that out the elevator. You know what I'm saying? He drugged her farther than 13 yards out the elevator. Come on, baby, wake up! Wake up! The season on the line.
Are you saying maybe he should get a tryout?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I ain't saying. I'm just saying. That's all. I'm just saying.
And up in Minnesota, trying to get a new stadium, the guy is back, as he said. AD all day. Adrian Peterson, 20 carries, 126 yards, and can y'all pull up that one stupid run he had, please?
Knee majors. AD all day.
He ran yesterday. He had like a 50-yard touchdown. It just was like you would start thinking he was on steroids, like Big Kenny is saying. But 2 touchdowns.
Sir, switch a lot.
6 yards a carry. It was 43-yard touchdown run. If we can pull that up. Teddy Bridgewater only having to throw the ball 24 times. This is what I was saying with like a Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Right.
He needs to be in a system where it's very limited throwing. And we're just going to run the ball and play some defense, and you make a couple of passes, 24 throws. The Vikings are 2-1. They beat the Chargers 31-14. They pulled Phillip Rivers out the game, put Kellen Clemens in later in the game. He didn't do much better than Phillip Rivers, and people forgot about Phillip Rivers.
You know, Phillip Rivers was hoping he wouldn't do well. Like, please don't let him do good. Then when he does horrible, he comes to the sideline. Phillip Rivers like, hey, don't worry about it. It happens. It'll be all right.
I can start next week.
Yeah.
But the Vikings have a lot of talent. They have AD back on the field, and they have enough talent around him, Teddy Bridgewater, to not have that pressure of having to win games right now. Here's the play right here, Big Kenny True. That's knee majors, as Big Kenny called. He stiff arms this guy, hits the sideline. Get out of that. Come on, let's run.
Catch me if you can.
Catch me as you can. He is back. We missed that kind of play, didn't we?
Running like he chasing a kid with a switch.
Game back. your legs just your mind is working. Your legs just ain't spinning.
Right.
So you are running fast in your head, and you are doing all those moves in your head, but the body is not. It's like, what are you doing? And you can see the first game, I think he had like maybe 20 yards carrying the ball, and now you see him getting back week to week.
Yeah, he's taking it out of his head. And
is there a way we can get a little bit more of that Adrian Peterson video? Because if you notice,
it was beautiful.
When he begins to run, it's amazing that right here. When he cuts, you hear that sound when he goes to that burst of speed. He's better, stronger, faster. That is him.
We'll be back more of the Sports Joc Show right after this.
Hey, what's up? We're Simple Plan, here for RAD, recording artists, actors, and athletes against drunk driving.
How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes.
Want to make a difference? It's simple. Be responsible. Plan ahead.
Designate before you celebrate.
Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
It's that.
Advocate. Volunteer. Live United. Take the pledge at unitedway.org. Brought to you by United Way, the Ad Council, and the National Football League.
There's hundreds of fun and simple things you and your family can do to live a healthier lifestyle. Here's 20 of them. Walk to work, walk the dog, have the dog walk you, take a hike, take a bike, skate, dance, hop, jump, do the Humpty Hump, skip seconds, skip dessert, skip to my loo, don't skip breakfast, drink H2O, lower your sodium, raise the roof, shake your booty, stock up on vegetables, and don't forget to eat them. Search We Can online to find more ways you and your family can get healthy together. A message from the Ad Council, HHS, and NIH's We Can program.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin' Street? Girlin' Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Slip and slide records. Finna take it to the highs. Just get on up and get down.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy. As we left, we were talking about Adrian Peterson, 31. The Vikings, San Diego 14, up in Cleveland. They gave the ball back to Josh McCown after his injury. Johnny Manziel was a spectator. McCown comes back, throws 50 times for 340 yards. Decent day. Cleveland problem is the same thing I said with the Jets. They have to improve the running game. They have quarterbacks where they need a more efficient running game. They only had 39 yards on 14 carries. So they didn't do much. But the Raiders, with us, why are you laughing?
Jared's on the phone.
Oh, here we go.
I think this guy likes Jared to call in. He doesn't even let me finish the report. I don't understand how I'm supposed to deliver the story. I haven't even finished the report.
Just let Jared finish it.
Jared, are you there?
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, Jared. Your team won yesterday.
We should have just kept. We should have kept pretending like we couldn't hear it because the one time they won and he couldn't be.
No, they won 3 times, I think.
No, they're 2-1. David Carr had a big performance, throwing for 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Who was that?
David Carr. Yeah.
No, Derek Carr, his brother.
Oh. Okay.
That's his little brother.
Oh, okay. That's what confused me. I was thinking, wow, this dude's still playing.
This is his second year, Derek Carr. Charles Woodson intercepting the ball at the end of the game. Amari Cooper having a big game. Alabama's wide receivers had huge days yesterday. That's Amari Cooper. Lots of speed, lots of size. Interesting thing, they had a running back, Latavius Murray, run for 139 yards. I don't even know who that is. I don't know what college he went to or anything. Maybe Jared can tell me. Jared, are you there?
I'm here.
Latavius Murray, what college is he from?
I don't know.
University of Central
He was
Florida.
a late round pick.
I thought you was a Raider fan.
Yeah, I don't care what college you went to. I'm an NFL fan.
See, that right there lets you know.
Don't let him call in.
Yeah, on the wall, because a true fan of a team even knows colleges, high school.
Nah.
Okay, well, he's from Titusville, Florida. Let me help you out.
I know that Julio Jones went to Alabama. I know that Roddy White went to UAB. I know that Matt Ryan went to Boston College. I know that Jake Matthews went to Texas A&M. I know who the key players.
Fresno State. How about that?
I guess Jared says as much losing as he puts up with, he ain't gonna be keeping stats too.
I don't need a background check.
You don't need a background check. That is the Raider way. Never check the background. But good, congratulations on your win. You're 2-1. And how you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, man. It's the first time in September where the season's not over.
There's hope. Is that what you're saying?
There's hope. And plus, we going to Chicago. Do you know if Cutler's playing?
It don't matter. Chicago, they're so sorry. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. I wouldn't even put Jay Cutler back out there. I would just be done.
You think we're going to be 3-1 then?
Oh, yeah. It's another victory. You catching a whole bunch of people. The 4 or 5 teams is worse than the Raiders. Y'all are catching them right at the right time. So, hey, enjoy the wins, because Chicago, I saw them play yesterday against Seattle. It was 26-0 the week before.
Hey, I love the new studio, too, man.
The new studio, it's the same studio on the other side.
We just shifted our chairs around, actually.
You're still having the same technical issues, though. It looks like I'm watching a old Japanese kung fu flick. Your voice is moving.
we have our lips moving, but you cannot hear the sound.
W, you want to fight?
Well, thank you, Jared, for calling.
Congratulations, dude.
Sports crane style.
Oh, man. Carolina taking on New Orleans. New Orleans without Drew Brees. I tried to tell you all about Drew Brees' arm. They're saying that it's a bruise to the rotator cuff. I'm telling you, it is 38 years old and out of ammo. He's going to need that break. The funny thing was to see Luke McGowan, who is Josh McCown's brother, who started for Cleveland. Luke is the one who does those television commercials.
Is it the Verizon?
It's a Verizon or Sprint or something.
The backup system.
So the backup finally got in the game. Played a pretty decent game. 1 interception, threw for 31 of 38. So he was efficient when he threw the ball. But Cam Newton doing enough throwing and running yesterday to win against the Saints. Big win for Carolina, who is 3-0. So the Falcons have a lot of competition with the Carolina. I think that's the only person that can threaten them. When you look at the schedule, I think the Falcons can beat the Saints twice, the Bucs twice. When it comes to Carolina, those 2 games is going to come down to who wins this division and how it's playing out with all these injuries. Won't be surprised to see both of them make the playoffs with how the division is going. Breeze is out, things like that. Jay Cutler and the Bears not doing anything. So big game from Cam yesterday, 27-22. Moving on out to Arizona, Big Kenny. They gave Colin Kaepernick a whole bunch of money, and Kaepernick is giving them a whole bunch of brown stuff that comes from the backside in return. 47-7. His first 2 of his first 3 passes were interceptions for touchdowns. I was watching this game, and they were asking me, and I said the 2 things you can never weigh in sports, especially for male athletes. You can never weigh what is going to happen when you give an athlete money, and you can never estimate how athletes are going to when they have access to women. Those are the two things. I can figure out how high you can jump. I can figure out how far you can run. But I cannot figure when I give you this $100 million, will you keep the fire going? Or when you can get a date with Beyonce, will you still play the same way? I can't measure that. And in Kaepernick's case, that money seems to, he doesn't even look like he cares. He's rocking the whole Middle Eastern look. I don't know if y'all can find a picture of so Big Kenny, he got the whole.
I don't know what that has to do with anything, my friend. I don't know how that has to do with anything.
But he doesn't even take the feel like, let's go guys, or let's win, or any of that. He's just sitting over there, 47-7. They're 1-2. They don't look good on offense in any way at all. And quietly, the Arizona Cardinals are 3-0. The Cardinals played good last year, and that's him cleaned up. If you saw him yesterday when it was a little rough,
a little longer,
he really doesn't look like he's into it, and hopefully he can bounce back. But right now, he's one of them guys that you gave some money to. That hunger is gone.
You wish you could take it back,
and you wish you could get rid of him, but you can't, at least for this year. Somebody who seems that they have realized they might need to get some money and move out of Orlando, Chris Johnson. Who used to play for Tennessee, who used to play for the Jets. Remember back in February, he was in a drive-by shooting where his driver got shot and killed while he was in the car. 22 carries, 110 yards, 2 TDs. He's looking like a man who has realized it ain't always, home is not always welcoming as you think it is. So he's running like the Chris Johnson of old, even at an older age at 31 years old, which is pretty old for a running back. Who have we left off? Oh, Miami. Let's show Miko Grimes. She's been arrested. She got arrested before the game trying to break the barricade. We cannot play you the volume because she is cursing. When they went to arrest her, from what the police report says, she headbutted the female police officer. So that was part of the charge. That is her on the ground. Brett Grimes is her husband. He plays cornerback. You Atlanta Falcon fans might remember her. She was always loud and proud at the games. You would swear she was playing cornerback in the way she handles herself. She's one of those wives that handles herself as though she running routes and things like that.
She's protecting her chick.
And this was before the game. She tried to cross a police barricade. They told her that she could not cross the barricade, and she just went all nuts, Big Kenny.
He didn't have like a pass for his wife, nothing like that. She didn't have some sort of credentials around her neck.
I'm saying, but if you think you are the player, and you should have all the rights of the player
above reproach,
then you don't think you should have to stop at anything. So it might have just been the way you went at the barricade that was the whole issue. And just because you got on a player's jersey doesn't deem that I know that you are his wife or whatever. I mean, all the particulars haven't come out in this, but the particular of her head-butting the arresting officer.
Is she? Yeah,
we know that. We do know that much.
Yeah, I think
we know that.
Afraid of
we don't know everything, but the head-butting, I think we gonna confirm that.
Exactly.
We gonna go ahead and put that under the facts category.
So we got that part of it, and she's a nice girl, but if you ever meet her, you can tell
who wears the pants.
She's a nice girl in between all the headbutting and getting arrested.
We got money. We got this. We got that. I was with you before you became Brett Grimes, because Grimes was one of those players that when I was playing, they had just got him. He was a late round pick, not a lot of confidence, wasn't making a lot of money.
And
now she has let the money in the position of him go to her head, and now she's on the pavement outside the stadium embarrassing him and his family.
Calm it down, Miko.
And them 3 kids they got. So explain that to your daycare workers.
Hey man, your mama was on worldstarhiphop.com.
We'll be back on the Sports Joc Show in just a second.
Tell me now, baby, is it good to you? And can he do to you the things that I do? Oh, no.
I can take you high.
Can you tell if these vegetables are being contaminated with bacteria that could cause paralysis? Listen, you can't see it either. Use different cutting boards so that the bacteria in raw meats and seafood and their juices doesn't touch prep surfaces for other foods like veggies. Raw food may contain bacteria that can make you very sick, or worse. Roughly 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year, but you can keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
This is Nnamdi Asamoah. I play football for the Philadelphia Eagles, but what I do off the field with United Way might be more important. I'm a volunteer tutor and mentor. Why? Because over 1 million kids a year drop out of school, and that's not okay. It takes 12 years to create a graduate, but it takes about the same time to create a dropout. And the difference between a child becoming one or the other could be me, or it could be you. Studies show that if we get to these kids earlier, their chances are better, and kids who read well by 3rd grade are more likely to graduate. So join me in United Way. Suit up and take the pledge. Become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor. Because when a child succeeds, we all succeed. Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Take the pledge at unitedway.org. Brought to you by United Way, the Ad Council, and the National Football League.
Right now, nearly 30% of U.S. students aren't finishing high school. In many places, it's even higher than that. And fixing it is a responsibility that we all share. This is President Obama, and I urge everyone to take responsibility for encouraging the high school students in your communities, to support them, challenge them, and do whatever it takes to help them make it through.
Do your part by going to boostup.org and giving a student the boost that's needed to make it to graduation. A message from the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
Steven.
Who said that?
Me, down here.
Ugh, what are you, a yellow booger?
I'm a banana slug, Steven.
What are you doing in my room?
I'm your sense of adventure. It's been a long time since we've had an adventure in the forest.
Mom took me to the forest last year.
I'm a slug, Steven. It took me a long time to get here.
You're right. I should get out.
Yeah, the forest is not that far away.
Hey, Mom!
Come to the forest where the more adventurous you lives. Check out discovertheforest.org for cool places nearby. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
So when you get to the corner of Smith and Orchard, you're going to want to take a
left.
You
are not going to
Then what you're
going
to do is turn onto Marcy Avenue.
just broke up
and go past the first
apparently
3
she's
lights
happy
and then
about
take
it.
the next left.
I don't really
then
think
drive 5
she's
more
happy,
blocks
but
and you should be
who
there.
am I to judge, right?
Park on the
Anyway,
right.
That's
I'll
what
see
I
you
heard
later
last
tonight.
night.
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Remix. All I see over here ain't nothing but a lot of honeys looking for a man in. With a lot of money bottles in their hand and short shirts, honeys trying to show that slope. Lined up trying to get through the velvet rope. Cause over here when the jams drop, everybody bug. Standing on the couches like this side club. Got the Bacardi and Cristal mixing too. Knowing in the morning I'ma feel the blues. But the jams
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy. We have reached the 11 o'clock hour. In our next segment, we're going to talk to our man Todd Harris, Major League Baseball. Last week of the season coming up. I'm quite sure he's glad his Dodgers are where they are. The great Yogi Berra at the age of 90 passing away. We'll get to talk to Todd about that as well. Out of Chicago, AC/DC, the group trashed Wrigley Field. They're having a hard time putting it back together. That's because the Cubs rarely do anything on it. That's why it's just y'all will get that if you follow a little baseball. The Cubs rarely do anything on it. AC/DC is headed to Dodger Stadium next week, and those officials have already let them know, hey, we ain't having all that. You ain't going to just tear up our infield. But you would think an AC/DC concert, you would already expect that they're going to be wild, a whole bunch of 50-plus people. That's their fan base, 50-plus people. So, you know, they think it's, what was that old Stockwood or Woodstock? So they're going to be smoking reefer. They don't smoke regular. They just smoke reefer. I know y'all too. Yeah, y'all do white paper and only. Y'all ain't like that new school though. They want some of that black paper, like that black burger. But interesting, sad story. You know, tomorrow, as of now, Georgia will have their first female death row inmate put to death in 70 years. Kelly Gizen-Daner, for having her boyfriend kill her husband back in the late 90s. So we're not going to get on the controversy of that at all. I was reading the article, and it was telling me she was supposed to be executed back on March the 2nd. They had a stay because of, around the whole country, execution drugs have been under review. But her meal on March the 2nd, because we always talk about what would be your death row meal on the show, hers was cornbread, buttermilk, 2 Burger King Whoppers with cheese, 2 large order of fries, a cherry vanilla ice cream, popcorn, and lemonade. She also had a salad with boiled eggs, tomatoes, green peppers, onions, carrots, cheese, and Paul Newman buttermilk dressing. I've never tried that Paul Newman, but I might grab me some today just so I can feel closer to you, Miss Gizen-Daner. This time around, she just asked for something simple. She wanted some cheese dip and nachos this time around. So it's very interesting, her last meal. Mine is, barbecue. Y'all know what mine would be, ribs and ribs and ribs. No sides, just keep the pork coming. I'm going anyway, so I might as well just let the blood pressure just go as high as it wants. And before I bring my co-host back on real quickly, just to get this out the way, because I laughed when it happened, Fetty Wap crashing on the motorcycle. I didn't even know you could get a license for a bicycle with one eye. But this man is a rapper. He is probably one of the most popular rappers of 2015. He does all that harmonizing, singing, hello, with a player. And he does, that's like 90% of the song, and then he'll let, somebody come in on it. But he crashed on a motorcycle. Fetty Wap is from Philly. He was on some biker day or something. He was riding around, broke his leg in 3 places. But making no joke about this, I didn't know you could even get a license to drive with only use of one eye. So maybe my 2 co-hosts, the funny man himself, Big Kenny, Chicago's finest, and the truth, Miss Renee Jemison, am I wrong or am I right? Can you get a license with one eye?
Yeah, I haven't had time to pull that up yet, but I'm not sure. Clearly, it probably shouldn't have happened.
Do we have a video?
Won't you come my way?
They didn't have a video of him. They just had his
leg.
His leg.
I don't know.
But he crashed and he was laying on the ground, and he, I just thought it was funny because how do you see out of the other mirror?
You turn your head
on a motorcycle. Turn your head. You can't even turn your head that far. You talking about a blind
He does
spot.
He does it like The Exorcist. It turns around 360 degrees.
I mean, he got a true blind spot.
It's a periscope.
License. That's actually Googleable.
But that is.
3 tickets for it. Cited by the police for the crash.
He's been cited by the police. And see, it's funny because he's only got one eye.
Yeah, you can be licensed if the vision in the good eye is warrants you getting a license. So
for a motorcycle?
Yeah, one good eye.
Well, he didn't have a license. Driving without a license, driving without insurance, and failing to provide valid registration.
Oh no!
Hold
So he
on.
was just
Wait. Let's revisit this. Driving without a license, driving without insurance, and no registration. Did anybody mention the fact that he had one eye? Nobody thought to ask him about that. Mr. Fetty Wap, is it Mr. Wap? How do they address him, Mr. Wap? We see that you don't have any insurance, but also we would like to ask you about the missing eye.
Yeah, I don't know.
You have to have 20/60 in one eye and at least 140-degree field of vision. So there are requirements. You can drive with one eye.
I did not know
in
that.
Georgia.
If you're a robot.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So Bob Whitfield,
But
this man is
now, just because you can do it don't mean you need to, because look at the results.
You hear
I'm
Sports
saying.
Joc calling out Bob Whitfield.
No, I'm saying Bob thought he was doing something playing football with, he only has partial
Limited vision
in one eye. So we always gave him props for being able to do something and not have his full vision in one eye.
And he can drive too.
Yeah, he can drive, but I didn't think you could have no sight in an eye. Because Fetty Wap has no sight in his eye.
Yeah, I've seen that.
He has no eye.
Yeah,
it's not like
let's just call it.
it's a missing eye.
Okay.
I mean, but if you can date a trap queen, I guess you can do just about anything with one eye.
Well, he just wants to introduce her to the stove.
Okay. Yeah.
He wants her to cook something for him to eat.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not
it.
how the
That's
line
it.
goes?
That's exactly
it. In October is right around the corner. Make sure you get a copy of Donald Trump's book.
Nope.
Is coming out October the 27th.
Yay.
I'm not going to do it.
Birthdays for the week. Mystical, 45. Donnell.
I know.
Denard Robinson, 25 of the Jaguars. Trinidad James, 28. Matt Kemp of the Chargers. The Padres. 31 years old. He was with the Dodgers, then they sent him to the Padres.
The Padres.
Regan Smith, the NASCAR driver, 32. Lil Wayne, 33.
Yeah.
Lisa Ray McCoy, 48. Bruce Springsteen, 66. Gwyneth Paltrow, 43. Trick Daddy Dollar, a real lady.
You don't know
scholar.
now.
You don't know now. You don't want to play that up in there.
You don't know now.
42 years old. Anderson, 33. Young Jeezy, 38.
Right on in your house.
Barbara Walters, 86.
All the trap masters had birthdays, didn't they? Trick Daddy and Young Jeezy and Trick. Can you imagine that conversation? They sitting around. Somebody want to go get something to eat? You don't know now. Yeah.
Michael Douglas, 71. Scottie Pippen had his 50th birthday. Will Smith, 47. T.I., 35. Another trap.
Another trap
Yeah,
king. Another trap rap king.
Christina Milian, 34. Chauncey Billups, 39. Alden Smith of the Raiders, 26. Mean Joe Green, 69 years old.
Thanks, Mean Joe.
John Harbaugh, the brother of Jim Harbaugh, 53. Brandon Jennings, 26. And So Def founder and the man who really brought Atlanta music to the mainstream is
Papa Smurf.
43 years old, Jermaine Dupri.
Happy birthday, JD.
Happy birthday to you, Jay.
He put the A on the map.
Yeah.
Him in the beret, tat.
Jump. Everybody got
Chris
to jump. That's all the way
Used to be
back.
my neighbors.
Used to be a dancer for Houdini. When you a dancer for
I mean,
Houdini?
and really, who hasn't been? That's how I got my start.
It was in the Wild Wild West video.
that was Kumo D.
Oh, okay.
Yes. He was a rival crew.
Jamal Anderson, once again, the former Falcon. He was arrested
Toe up,
for
drink. Toe up, drink. Faded, drink. Faded, drink.
He was arrested last week for drunk driving. His
Not get
third DUI in the last 5 years. Does he keep his license?
I don't know,
keep a
but I'm
driver.
saying anytime you
Uber.
go in for the DUI and it's the first time, most judges are willing to give you the look. I was going through some stuff. I made a poor decision, but by about the third time you get in front of them, all of the I made a poor decision is out the window. They don't want to hear that anymore. You made a poor decision for the third time, Jamal. Come on, dude.
In 4 years, too. It was in 4 years.
In 4
third
years.
time in 4 years. And the fourth case was, remember, he was at the tavern up in Buckhead where he was caught with marijuana and cocaine sniffing off of the back of the toilet seat. Y'all don't remember that?
He needs help.
Really? Because you could have lost that cocaine in the
I tell
toilet.
you, who does that, right?
Yeah, you could have lost that cocaine in the toilet. You need help. Somebody to hold a mirror
That
for
was
you.
careless of you,
Yeah,
Jamal.
that was.
We'll be back with our man Todd Harris right after this.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them, but I'm like, hello, that's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Can you tell if these vegetables are being contaminated with bacteria that could cause paralysis? Listen, you can't see it either. Use different cutting boards so that the bacteria in raw meats and seafood and their juices doesn't touch prep surfaces for other foods like veggies. Raw food may contain bacteria that can make you very sick, or worse. Roughly 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year, but you can keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
You don't usually get a stock tip from a 16-year-old, but I'm here to tell you about a different kind of stock. It's called Better Futures, a stock for social change that's not about making money. Instead, you invest to help students like me go to college, which ends up making the future better for all of us. My name is Alicia, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. Brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
The odds of becoming a signed artist and having 3 #1 albums? 1 in 100 million. The odds of going on to win 6 Grammy Awards? 1 in 1.4 million. The odds of this performer having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 110. I'm Toni Braxton, and I encourage you to learn the signs of autism at autismspeaks.org. Autism Speaks. It's time to listen. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
There's hundreds of fun and simple things you and your family can do to live a healthier lifestyle. Here's 20 of them. Walk to work, walk the dog, have the dog walk you, take a hike, take a bike, skate, dance, hop, jump, do the Humpty Hump, skip seconds, skip dessert, skip to my loo, don't skip breakfast, drink H2O, lower your sodium, raise the roof, shake your booty, stock up on vegetables, and don't forget to eat them. Search We Can online to find more ways you and your family can get healthy together. A message from the Ad Council, HHS, and NIH's We Can program.
You know what time it is. You know danger. Get on the floor. Right here. Sing it.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy. Major League Baseball winding down. The regular season is coming to a close. It's been a quick season. Hasn't seemed like it's been that long, but they're down to their last 5-7 games for some teams. Some teams are already locked to be in the playoffs. Some teams are just fighting for position in the playoffs. As I said, we was going to bring our man Todd Harris, scout for the Dodgers, East Cobb coach. Good morning to you, Todd. Is Todd there? Todd, can you hear me? Hello? There's no Todd on the line.
New location. Same old Sports Joc Show.
But when we get Todd on the line, we'll talk to
They
him.
look serious as they try and figure it out, too. Look at 'em.
That's bad because on what it might be, our list said location, and then the next thing was engineers. So now that we know it's not the location that's messing us up,
It's the talent.
Yeah, we can start crossing off the other thing.
Let's show that Bryce Harper. Can we show the Bryce Harper video, please? Bryce Harper and his teammate Jonathan Papelbon got into an argument in the dugout yesterday right here, Big Kenny Truth. Somebody didn't like some. I don't know if Harper didn't run it out. And don't be mad at them. Be mad at the Mets. Because y'all didn't. They were supposed to win the division. Tempers are flaring. I like at the end how you. What happened? That wasn't my fault. But that happened yesterday, as I said.
It was like a Mason Gill bad producer reenactment, wasn't it?
That hand went directly to the throat.
Didn't nobody jump into that fight, though. They just let them people go.
They wanted to see what was going to happen.
But when you look at this, the Washington Nationals were one of those teams preseason. People really felt like they would represent in the World Series. They are on the verge of not even making the playoffs at all. The Mets have locked that division up, and you can really see how tempers are flaring. Pete Rose last week also met with the commissioner, Rob Manfred, trying to still get reinstated. Come
on, man. let me back in.
Is Todd on the line now? Todd, are you there, sir?
Yeah, how you doing, Big Wayne?
How's it going? Todd Harris, Major League Scout for the Dodgers, coach over at East Cobb. Good morning to you.
Pretty good. How you doing, Big Wayne?
I'm doing good. A-Rod, comeback player of the year or not? Can we give him that trophy?
Hey, I'm going to be honest. I'll be the first to admit there's no way I thought he would hit 30 or more home runs and to come back a year after being off. I mean, in New York, when everybody's got a little microscope on him, I mean, I'm going to have to give him some props, and I'm going to have to give him that. There's no way that they would be in the playoffs if it wasn't for him. So, I mean, I've got to give
He got those long-lasting PEDs. they last 12 hours.
But you have to also, Todd, don't you have to applaud him on how he's handled the media? Like the whole year, there hasn't been no misquoting or any kind of. He just went and played baseball.
And that's I actually thought his mouth would probably get him in a little bit more trouble and with his teammates and just in general, just kind of run his mouth about just different stuff. But, I mean, he's been a model citizen and a model player as far as New York goes and as far as for A-Rod goes. I mean, I've not heard one single bad thing that he's done as far as with teammates, because normally he used to kind of not be around his teammates as much and kind of had his own little thing going once they went on road trips. He kind of would separate himself, but you really hadn't heard a lot of that at all this year. So I'm going to be honest, I'm very, very surprised. That's good for him.
Yeah, no Cameron Diaz, no Kate Hudson. He just went out and played ball and then left all that drama to the side. And 32 home runs and DHing. Pete Rose pleading once again to get back in the Hall of Fame. Should we just wait to Pete die? When will this happen? Because it'll happen.
He's supposed to make a decision, Manfred. He's supposed to make a decision by the end of the year. And from what I've been kind of hearing, and it's not going to happen. Now, again, I think it's been a long, long time. I just think if Pete Rose would admit it to some of the stuff early on in the process, I think he would have been in the Hall of Fame by now. But I just not ever kind of admitting to it. And I'm hearing that the discussions were good with him and, Pete Rose, Manfred and Pete Rose. But I just personally don't see it happen. I just don't see how they could, kind of make it happen for him at this particular time. But I do think it's good to have the discussions about it. I think they may say no at this point, from what I'm being told. But as it goes on, he said he's not going to make a decision until towards the end of the year. I think it's no right now, but just like anybody else, as time goes on, I think it may have a shot at happening later on as far as, towards the end of the year if it does happen.
Yeah, I think it would probably be either the day he announces he has prostate cancer or what do they call that? Postmortem
after he's dead.
When they put you in after, what do they call that?
Posthumous.
Something like that.
Posthumous.
Yeah,
something.
They'll stick him in after that, but they're gonna need the benefit from him going in. If he can get on like prostate cancer, you know how they love you when you get cancer now. They hate you when you don't.
Oh yeah, well, when something like that happens, everybody's got a sympathetic heart then, and
Right.
you know what I mean. Just kind of, they'll put him in that day of. If that was to happen,
I don't think cancer would do it because they asked Pete about it, and he says he bets that it'll be posthumous.
Oh, stop.
He said they're probably.
You wrong, Big.
I'm just saying, man.
He's taking the odds.
He's taking odds on when he'll get in, and that's the only thing hurting him is he just can't shake the monkey. He can't get it off his back.
The Mets.
Oh, that was a good one.
The New York Mets, one of the top records in baseball. How surprised are you of the Mets?
I'm gonna be honest. There's no way I would have thought that if you'd have told me the New York Mets was making the playoffs and actually went on the run that they did late on in the season, I probably would have laughed somebody out of the building. But I mean, they've kind of stuck it together, and I don't know if it's so much of the Washington Nationals, what they have going on with their whole organization and how they're putting things together with them. They have the best talent, the Washington Nationals, but I just think the Mets just play really good as a team. And in this day and age, I think that matters a little bit more than anything. Obviously, if you've seen Bryce Harper and Papelbon kind of getting into it yesterday, that kind of just tells you what's going on with that team and what the New York Mets kind of done as a team collectively. I actually didn't realize he was such a good player that he was as far as in his days when he played. I just kind of mainly remember the days as far as managing, as far as coaching, some of those particular aspects. But I didn't realize how good of a player he was and how much. I mean, you hear about his name, just all the time, just constantly when you talk about New York. As far as about the Yankee fan base and players, just love being around him. When Jeter really kind of goes out and says something, because Jeter is a man of few words. When he kind of goes in and says something about you, that kind of says a lot, because Jeter doesn't speak about anybody, much less, in a situation like that. When he goes on record and kind of says really, really good things and how much he meant to that franchise as far as keeping those players and just keeping everybody kind of in the boat when things were going bad and when things weren't going bad. And then Don Mattingly saying something as well. He said when he was coming up with the Yankees, he was a big part of, his success there, and just kind of giving him confidence, talking to him on a day-to-day basis. So I guess you don't really see that kind of stuff day in and day out, what he really brought to the table as far as with the players in the Yankees organization.
Well, Todd, thank you for calling in, and we'll talk to you soon with the playoffs right around the corner.
Sounds good. Go Dodgers.
That's why he was putting down the National League East for the National League West. But that's how you're supposed to support your team. Todd Harris out for the Dodgers. We're going to go to break. When we come back, scoreboard, East Lake, FedEx Cup, $10 million.
And panty lines.
Yeah. We'll be back for the Sports Joc Show in just a second.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure is serious, and I can quit whenever I want. Why can't we get back to when you checked on me? I don't want to leave, but remember, when I quit, you quit. Sincerely, your heart.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy...
Fighting left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him going on to fascinate millions with his talent, 1 in 260,000. The odds of him having 15 career NASCAR victories, 1 in 1.7 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 68. I'm Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Hey, let me ask you something. Would you seat your 3-year-old child on a windowsill?
Would you seat them beside a lit fireplace or by the deep end of a pool? One last question. Would you seat your child in a car seat that's not correct for them? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Secure their future. Seat them in the correct car seat. For more information, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc Wayne Gandy. We like to thank our man Todd Harris for calling in, helping us with the baseball report. As I said, last week of regular season, Major League Baseball is closing in. Should be an exciting playoffs. Big Kenny mentioned Yogi Berra, the legendary Yankee, and even Todd admitted Yogi Berra is just one of those iconic heroes that was born and played before basically anybody alive was around to watch him. He's 90 years old. He was born in 1925. He was in World War II. He was on Omaha Beach way back then when they invaded Germany. He was just one of those heroes, and very few of those heroes from that era. Most of the people we know were still alive. Like when you talk about Hank Aaron, even though we might not have been visibly and knowledgeable about him, Hank was still around in the 70s playing baseball. And most of those kind of iconic figures, Yogi had retired by the mid-60s. You know, he was done. So
he was before TV.
Yeah.
I mean, because like I think he coached up until maybe 73, something like that.
Yeah, he had become a coach. So
by his entire career playing, coaching, managing, all of that was over.
Yes.
By the early 70s.
He was 3-time AL MVP. He played in more games than anybody in the World Series. He won 10 championships. He's one of the top 5 Yankees of all time. But the problem is, just like I think I said on the show earlier this year, running around with my own daughter, and a song came on. I think it was Queen Latifah or even maybe Will Smith. She didn't know they were rappers.
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
And then when she said it, I kept thinking, they wouldn't have been rapping when you were born. By the time you would have heard them in 2005 or 2006 and had a knowledge to put a name with a face or a voice with a face.
Right.
Will Smith thing really did any.
Independence Day is all she knew. Look.
Yeah, and same thing with Queen Latifah. She wouldn't know nothing about no Black Power and all that African stuff. That unity.
And then if she did hear Will Smith rap, his lyrics were whack. This is whack. You cannot get jiggy with these.
So I think it's the same thing with iconic figures like Yogi Berra. You just hear about them. Even your parents, it's hard for them to tell you. Like you said, it wasn't no TV.
Mm-hmm.
It's still
all the fans are dead too.
Most
so there's nobody left to tell the story.
It really lets you.
Yogi
notice.
was a great player. Let's tell him about the time. Oh, he's dead. Hey, Marty, tell him about Marty's dead too. He died back in '73.
and that's kind of how it really puts time in a frame to realize, like, everybody sitting in this studio, by the time he had been retired, by the time we were born.
Yeah.
So he had done his thing, so you wouldn't know him as a player. We knew him as a figure, Yogi Berra. Like Big King said, as a manager, you never really thought about what he did in his career.
And no Twitter feed to keep him alive.
When I see little kids running around talking about Michael Jordan, it's like, what would you even know about Michael Jordan?
They're the shoes.
Other than the shoe. You're just hearing stories. I went back and watched some of Ali's old tape. I remember when Ali fought Holmes, but I didn't remember the 70s when he was doing all that. So I went and did research, so I would actually know what I'm sitting here watching. But the last
part, this Thrill in Manila thing.
By the time I was old enough to actually know what a boxing match was, he fought Holmes in like '82. But anything he would have done in the '70s, I wouldn't know at 6 years old.
It's different with the kids and Jordan.
I mean, And Michael Jordan's been retired. What are you retiring? 2000?
Well, it's different with the kids and the Jordans because every time you have to go buy a kid some Jordans for what they cost, the parent makes sure that they know the history behind it. Well, do you know how many points that he hit in the playoffs? He had the flu. He had the flu. You put these shoes on, you need to respect Michael Jordan. And they have to watch his game films. And they remember him back in North Carolina. It's some 6-year-old sitting there could quote all of his stats. Yeah, and then he left and he went and played baseball.
In the world of soccer, the federal court in Brazil has frozen the assets of Neymar. They say he owes $16 million in back taxes. They have frozen all his accounts over in Sao Paulo, Brazil, until he pays them their $16 million in back taxes. Barcelona will be without Lionel Messi for 2 months. He tore a ligament in his knee. I don't know how he's supposed to come back from a torn ligament in 6 weeks, but hey, modern medicine.
When your assets are frozen and it's national news, you can't even borrow money. You know what I mean? Hey man, let me get $15 till Thursday. Oh, you can't even get to your money. I know. It's the oldest trick in the book. Let me borrow some money till they unfreeze my account.
Excuse me? Yeah, he had 48. They say he had assets of about 48. They have frozen all. They want their $16 million.
And even if you're sitting on 48, 16 hurt.
Yeah, that's a lot of instant money. Yeah, that's a big cut of change.
Because you probably had things planned out. Yeah, for Christmas, I'm going to give me a new car.
Yeah, that's a quarter.
Then I'm going to go give me.
That's a quarter of your money.
I'm an impressed old girl. I'm going to go get us a little condo down on the water. Then they hit you for $16 million. He like, get out my face.
And that was just for 2011 to 2013. So they haven't even probably filed the rest of them yet. So he probably owes them half of that money, and he just ain't came off of it. Cam Newton. I love Cam. Cam went to Auburn. He brought Auburn their first modern-day national championship. Auburn did win a national championship back in the late 50s.
Back when Sports Joc played.
Cam's complaining that referee Ed Hockley, for you that watch football games, Ed would be the one that looks like an action figure. He's a real cut-up referee. And this is the new age athlete. And this is all the reason I'm complaining about Cam. He had a great game, War Eagle to you. All you were supposed to do was curse Ed Hockley out. He's saying he got up, he told Ed Hockley he felt like that was a late hit. Ed told him that he was too young to get the call. And now he's going into the podium to tell everybody that's what Ed said. Now they got Ed under investigation. My conversations with the refs used to be, hey, that's a bad call, ref. Get back in the huddle, Gandy. F you, ref. F you, Gandy. Man, F you too. Whew, what was the play?
Yeah. But now.
And then you went on about your business. This here, I don't know. It's
I'm
like,
gonna tell on you.
It sounds like you stand at the podium with your thumb in your mouth.
Well, it's really, really surprising that
you're not old enough to get the call, Big Kenny.
Well, I'm saying at this level,
we watch basketball games all the time and be like, yeah, you ain't gonna get that. You ain't got your level up to Kobe. Kobe get that call.
He's young enough to take the hit.
What's most surprising to me is at this high level of competition, grown men are using words like F you. I'm just saying, just to say F. You don't even say the whole word.
It wasn't no F. We said the whole word.
I know you're just such a nice guy. You probably actually said F you. F you.
Oh, no. There's a producer over there going.
I told you half of my cursing in life has been at referees. I have no problem of not being mild-mannered. It used to go back to the huddle. I never heard of actually telling on the referee.
Well, there was probably a time that a referee could have said that to a quarterback, and the quarterback would have thought, wow, he's saying that one day he's going to give me that call. You know what I'm saying? Wow, he puts me in that category.
Yes.
Well, one day he will give me preferential treatment based on who he sees me as now. Man, I must be really playing ball.
But right now, shut up, little boy.
But I think us as sports watchers, even in football, that's a foul against Tom Brady. Now, that call. We all watch games like that. Like you already know. Now you ain't gonna Jerry Rice will get that. But who are you? You're not. You know how the young receiver be. What happened? What happened, man? You ain't Julio Jones, man. You better get on back to the huddle. That's what that's how the ref be looking at you.
And then Cam goes to the podium and then he said that you're not even old enough to get that call. Cam, you just sit on the bench and nobody cares about you. He wouldn't even let me play.
And it's just, hey,
very whiny.
Yeah, it just didn't go back. And I understand, but this is just something that happens on the field.
It's football.
Well, this is what I don't understand is that he would take it to the podium and admonish the referee in front of the world and not say nothing about the person that made this suit. Do you see what I'm saying?
He
didn't have any criticism for that dude, but he just going off on the ref. So somebody ought to criticize them both. Criticize the dude that hypnotized him and made him spend money on that.
That two button camouflage.
Oh, it's horrible.
And this is what I want to know. What's going on in your life that dude could pull this out and when you go to your next game, how about the camouflage?
The blue camouflage.
Hell yeah! You got some shoes that match? How does he even look at that and go, add that to cart? What is that?
It's
from his line. He has a clothing line.
Well, so does Kanye.
He has a clothing line of camouflage blazers and socks. Is that what you said?
You don't have to repeat it.
On this episode of People with Too Much Money.
Wow. Yeah, I guess maybe him and Dwayne Wade don't start a company. I don't know.
They probably on the phone with people like Russell Westbrook. Like, I bet you I can look more ridiculous than you. I bet you can. I bet you I can. And Pete Rose is on the phone like, I bet you can.
Because everything they wear is more of attention grabbing than it is style.
It's costume like.
It's like look at me, but you're already a superstar.
But that's
you're Cam Newton.
That illustrates
6'5",
well.
250. When you walk in the room, nobody misses that Cam Newton is in the room. It's not like he's a short comedian that you got to look for.
But look at his personality. He wants attention, so he goes to the podium with the ref said this and crazy clown clothes on. So
we'll be back for the Sports Joc Show right after this.
To Atlanta, jacking hammers and bows. Back to the mackin' and jacking the clothes. Adolescents packing a bow. A knock on the door. Who is it? I would happen to know the one with the flow.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week, she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Hey, what's up? We're Simple Plan, here for RAD, recording artists, actors, and athletes against drunk driving.
How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes.
Want to make a difference? It's simple. Be responsible. Plan ahead.
Designate before you celebrate.
Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Hey, what's up? Thinking about you. XOXOXO. Want to snuggle. ... JK. Hit me back. You getting these texts? ? We should hang later. I miss you. Holla at ya, boy. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back. Are you at home? Where are you? What are you doing? OMG. You are making me mad. Are you with your ex? You better text me back. I'm waiting outside your house.
Relentless, aggressive texting is like sending an angry robot to deliver your message. When does the robot become dangerous? Let us know at that'snotcool.com.
That'snotcool.com.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Let me try.
Okay, just remember what I showed you.
Yep, there was a bunny who had one big ear, and another big ear, They looped, made a bow, and the bunny hopped away. I did it!
Oh, good job, kiddo. Now let's tie your other shoe.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 1-877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
I'm in almost every school bus and classroom. You see me around the neighborhood, and you tell me that I'm a pretty good kid. Well, I'm 1 out of every 5 children in America, and I'm struggling with hunger. Please visit feedingamerica.org today and find your local food bank for ways to help. Every dollar you donate helps provide 8 meals for kids like me. We are Feeding America, brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Let's go. Free next year. ATL. Rockefeller. Young Jeezy. Come on. Let's go.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. We got it for $17.5. No. Big Kenny got it for $17.5.
I was getting it way cheaper than that. Way cheaper. You remember I went to school down on the Gulf Coast, so it was like a direct pipeline. It really was.
The Port of New Orleans.
Boy, those were the days, huh, Sports Joc? Or when you can get a kilo of cocaine for about $14,000 and just wow.
Those good old days.
Yeah,
The
those
good old
man,
days.
just God bless Panama.
All nostalgic. Look at you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just the parking in that dark alleyway, and then he come out with that thick accent. You got the money? Yeah, I got the money. Oh man, and then wow.
Is Noriega still alive?
Oh, that's a good question.
He's in the French prison, isn't he?
No, he's hanging out with Elvis and Tupac.
And Biggie.
Oh, they execute. He died. I missed that story when he died. No?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. He said Panama. I was just wondering.
I think he's still alive.
We don't talk about those things,
Yeah.
man.
He's 81 years old.
Oh, okay.
And he still lives in Panama.
Hola, Manuel. So every year in the drug world, they have the Noriega Day sale. all narcotics half off, up to 70%. Take an additional 35% off of marijuana, crystal meth, and prescription drugs.
Oh man, Cam Newton, Big Kenny had the question of will Ed Hochul's counterparts be a little more critical on Cam?
What do you think?
Possibly.
Is that how it works?
I can see them.
He doesn't get any calls. Like, ref, he's hitting me with a bat in my knees. Hey, I don't see anything, Cam.
Remember last week?
Yeah, some players that got
Ed Hockley says hello.
When you think of some players, they got the Dennis Rodman, Artest when he was Artest. Some got John Starks, players like that. They wouldn't get calls because the referees, the kind of rapport they had, they wouldn't give him the call. Now Shaq, they just didn't give Shaq calls. He got fouled about every other time he got the ball, but in their mind,
he can handle it.
You so big though.
Because even in high school, when I played basketball, I couldn't get a call ever because they felt like you're 50 pounds heavier than everybody.
You have an advantage.
You don't get no calls. So I'm like,
ref, he elbowed me in the eye, and the ref look at you like, "Come on, man. Are you really finna come over here and complain about taking an elbow in your eye?"
And refs used to talk to you like they were just part of the game. They wouldn't hold what you said against them, long as you kept walking away, and especially in football. Now in basketball, they've always had that sensitivity, but in football, there was a lot of cursing and this and that, and you just went and kept playing, and even you couldn't get calls when you were young. If I'm blocking Bruce Smith, and I'm in year 1, and he's in year 10, they're never gonna give me anything. And as soon as he go over there and he'll negotiate, hey, you know, Gandy was holding me that last time. You go next play. I didn't even block him, man.
Yeah, but this was for the last. This was for the one that we didn't call.
Yeah, but we ran a reverse. I didn't even have him. How did I get the call?
Well, that's what they're trying to tell Cam.
They curse each other out and let it slide like, F you, ref, F you, player. All right, now tell your mama I'll be home in a couple hours. All right, Daddy, I'll see you later. I love you, son. I love you too, man.
And that's why I even picked up the flag and threw the flag at the ref.
You was just disrespectful with it. You just
He hit me with it. He called holding on me and threw the flag, hit me in the chest. I got it off my chest and stood up and threw it right back in.
In the ref's defense, he was throwing it toward that side of the field, and you're just such a large man. Then where else was it gonna go besides somewhere on your body? He was throwing it in the parking lot.
Yeah, he called another flag for unsportsmanlike conduct. We moved on. But you had to protect yourself.
And now
That's
he
what I'm
comes
saying.
over for Thanksgiving.
Cam's going to the media to find protection. You should just let him know that out on the field. It's like Michael Jordan when he used to go there and give him that. That meant next time, call that. Go back and watch some of his takes. When they didn't give him a call, when Scotty's shooting free throws, you would see him walk over towards the referee. That means the next time we down here, give me that call because it's that time. So it's just sometimes you earn your stripes, but going to complain like this just gets you further down. They be looking at you.
And so I fell, and this guy, he fell on top of me. He was really big and everything. He was like a defensive player or something. And then I was like, ouch, that hurt. And Hackley came over, and I was like, hey, Hackley, did you see that guy? This guy almost hurt me really bad. And he was like, you're not old enough to get that play. And I was like, what? It's a call. I took the hit, just make the call. And he was like, you're not old enough, and I'm going to tell it. I'm telling everybody right now.
And you said he did all of that in a clown suit.
Yeah, other quarterbacks would never sit there and because they would know this was just following him.
And then,
like it is now.
Like it's following him.
If it were a room full of quarterbacks, he would have turned around like, tell them, guys, and they would all been like, oh, what you talking about, bro? I don't know.
That never happened to me.
Yeah, I didn't see nothing like that.
You don't never see Brady cursing them out? Yeah, Tom be cursing them out. He turn around and they didn't call it. He gets into them. And the next time anything similar happened, yeah,
they got it.
They got it because that's what he would do. So that's what Cam has to do. Nobody's sitting around appreciating that you Cam Newton. You out there playing like the ref cares. You have to make them.
You acting like you don't see this suit though.
Truth, you say you went out to the FedEx Jordan Spieth winning the.
Yeah, I'd like to take this opportunity to propose
to Jordan.
Oh my God! Yeah, amazing play. He really crushed it out there.
You got the jungle fever, huh?
Well, no, I have money fever.
Oh, the green fever.
Yeah, he just won a whole lot of money.
Gangrene.
Gangrene. That's what I got. Yeah, it's jaundice.
I had the gangrene.
Yeah, it's a better.
It didn't really have much to do with golf.
So I got to watch the Falcons and the FedEx Cup yesterday. We had TVs and shout out to Chick-fil-A.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, Jordan winning over at East Lake Golf Club, a place that we broadcast from about 2 years ago. He's still ranked number one. He's won $22 million this year. He's won 4 tournaments.
This year.
Well, he won 10 and winning yesterday. You know, the Tour Championship is the biggest prize. He won $10 million.
And then he's got the President's Cup coming up.
And the soccer players on the phone right now like, pay your taxes, man. I'm telling you.
The state of Georgia calling it. Look, hey, Playboy,
taxes.
I'm going to need that 7%.
Have you seen our roads?
So
he's developing to quite the champion, isn't he?
At 21,
yes. Young player, a lot of money. The guy that came in second, I think, won like $2 million.
Yeah.
$2 million or something like that.
It still hasn't gotten the press that Tiger seems to bring to the game. So I mean, it's.
I'm sure those guys are like, as long as the check's cash. You know what I mean? I don't need the publicity as long as I can keep winning and cashing checks.
Yeah, I think that it's kind of gone back down.
Yeah,
and I think it's going to be some good players, but I think you have to wait on the next Tiger and not necessarily. Being black or mixed or something as much as it is the personality. People were interested
because when you said being black, Tiger was somewhere like, hold up now, hold up.
I am not black.
I ain't all the
what
way
he say
black.
Was complementation.
Cablation.
Yeah, one of them words right there. So, you know, they hope that some of these young players like Rory McIlroy, but he You know,
that don't even go good in a good hate speech. We got to get rid of all the darkies. We got to get rid of all the border jumpers and the Tiger Woods now.
Tiger Woods, he hasn't won a major in what?
Yeah, I don't know. He just had his second back surgery, and it's
5-6 years, right? What was that? 2010 when that little car incident happened.
I'm saying, but he just had another back surgery, and he's talking about pretty soon I'll be back to. No, you won't. No, why don't you just clock out?
Yeah,
he'll be 40 next year, so he'll be lucky to qualify.
I would imagine just back surgery would make it more difficult to play golf. In just my opinion, I've never been a professional golfer, but I just imagine that 2 back surgeries would limit your ability to be the Tiger Woods.
Yeah, and like Sports Joc said, 2 back surgeries and your age. You know,
you're already 40 next year. The light was going down, and now you're just trying to qualify. That's why they have those statistics that tell you, only 2 people have ever won a major after the age of 40.
And your competition is 21.
But in his defense, he was like, I'm going to get my stroke back. And they was like, nah, not at that age. He was like, I ain't talking about golf.
And we are in the ocean.
The truth is, he will throw your ass in the ocean. It's time to wrap things up on the Sports Joc Show with Wayne Gandy.
When you hear the sounds of the ocean, it gives the Sports Joc just a minute to vent. As I said tonight, Kansas City invading Lambeau Field, the Chiefs and the Packers. Thank you to Todd Harris for calling in, Major League Baseball scout. Also, thank you, Guy Rawlings. Sorry we didn't get to invade your privacy and actually see if you were still at that girl's house. But maybe next time. I see you cut the Skype off. This week, very easy. Friday night, 2020. Ran a special, once again, trying to show the negativity of O.J. Simpson. For weeks, they advertised as though they were going to release footage that was never released before. NBC said, no, like the Dikembe Mutombo. We released this footage 15 years ago, and you are false advertising. ABC false advertising. See? Brian Williams is not the only person who tells lies. Major conglomerates do it as well. So for that, ABC.
Walk the plank.
I keep telling y'all the juice didn't do it, man. The juice didn't do it. Live with it. No OJ. No OJ. Just live with it. We got away with it. It's okay. For Big Kenny, the funny man himself, and the truth, Miss Renee Jemison. Enjoy your Monday. Enjoy your week. Peace.